With the business world, it's the kid Niko.
What's going on? It's Sam Anthony.
And your boy, Baby Boy.
And we're 120. Sitting here right now in the new music house.
Live and direct. Yeah.
Breakfast, peaches, breakfast,
ooh, grab the rod, break down the loud. We about to shut down. High as the cloud. I love it when you wake up on top of me, no makeup. I'm hardest on my face, wax is on my paper, and I'm inhaling your vapor. Ooh, wet as the ocean, kissing the night of you. Let me dig deep, but body get weak until you relax. Let your colors, baby. I love it in the morning when you're moaning and I'm groaning. Let me put my tongue in and lick you in the morning. Peaches taste better in the morning. Cause you know, like I know, it's way better. Peaches taste better in the morning.
Alright, Ink and Hip Hop Magazine, live and direct. We here with 120 R&B group. Definitely be doing anything holding down Jersey. First off, I want to know how y'all even come up with the name 120, and does 120 mean anything specific?
We're going to keep this short. It's the kid Niko. We're going to keep it real short. 120 basically means a symbol for change. That's it. If you look at the number 120, it has a lot of meaning to it. It's actually the day that Barack Obama became president, during the inauguration, which is January 20th. So that's how we kind of came up with it. And then once we kind of looked into the number and found out the significant meaning of it, we kind of stuck with it, and it just felt right for us. We made that symbol and change. What I'm saying? Being so there's no groups in R&B. Everybody want to be solo acts, and everybody want to be thugs.
Or put together.
Oh yeah, or put together groups. What I'm saying? So what you get is authentic. So you get that change in music.
Okay, now 120 being the group, I'm pretty sure some of you guys were solo artists before the group thing. How did the group come together?
Well, we started early on. We actually had a group called J South back in the day when we were probably teenage years.
Yeah.
Easily working at the Ocean One Mall, turning fudge back in the day. They had the old Fudgery joint at the Ocean One Mall. That's how we all met. And we formed a group. It was called J South, and we did a lot of different things and went a lot of different places. We had Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We opened up the Walk in Atlantic City. Did a lot as a young age, and we realized that we're all boys, but we also had this thing in music that we all collectively came together and did. Growing up in our years, I went and did my solo thing, went to LA, and then Niko and Baby Boy and another groupmate of theirs, they began 120, and Niko and Baby Boy.
Yeah, well, shout out Ron Terry's. Almost shout out to government. Shout out Terry's. He actually, him and another gentleman, had an idea for the group, and it kind of, they brought me in, and then Baby Boy came in, and then from there it kind of spawned into a group, which allowed us to do 106 in Park, NBC's The 10 Show. We opened up for numerous people, so that was that run, and then he left the group, to pursue his own solo careers, and Baby Boy and I wanted to keep it going. So we in the club one day and came across Sam just got back from Cali, and
free agent.
He just said, "I'm a free agent. What's up? Let's work." And that was what 4 years ago. He been in the group.
That's crazy.
Been in the group ever since. We've been to Cali, to the Grammys. We done did shows, a little Mo, all type of craziness.
Now all you guys have writing experience. What's the difference when writing, for yourself as a solo artist compared to when you come together as a group?
Difference is we all had different styles. So their style is more together than mine is with them, because I'm more of a soul singer. But just putting things together and trying to figure out how it worked, that's really the hardest part.
I think we had an advantage also because we worked together at such a young age, and we had such a familiarity with one another that getting in the studio, we can all get in our own separate corner and almost come together and have the same shit. I don't know if I can curse, I'm sorry, but I had the same stuff that like Sam, Niko, Baby Boy can go in their own separate corner, and we come together and we realize we got the same meaning, we got the same subject line for the song, so it's almost, it all fits together.
And it's really not hard because it's storytelling. If you're telling stories, it's really something that's not, it's second nature, right? For a group, only difference is adding which may not have been a chord structure here vocally. You add it here. You may add a 3-part instead of a 2-part. If you're writing it. It's just different, you know what I'm saying? And it's easy. It's not hard. It's not something that is trivial to it. It's
okay, so there's a lot of trios in R&B. How, or put it this way, is there any trios that you guys get compared to? Are there any other groups that you guys get compared to? People, you know, say your name, say their name, say their name, say your name, or tell you guys that you remind them of a certain group?
I wouldn't say so much of a certain group, but a certain era. And it's because of the era that we grew up in. They pretty much compare us to like the 90s era. Like y'all got that 90s sound with a today's feel, you know, or a 90s feel with a today's sound, should I say? I really don't get too much of individual, you know what I'm saying, or a particular group. It's more or less like, you know, yo, y'all sound got that 90s feel. Like, damn, that's what's missing. That's what's that feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like where you know you can slow stroke, and now today you got to get your quick 3 minutes in for the song over. You bring that authentic, you know, that good R&B, that good, you know, you got the whole song.
Yeah, they never touch on one in particular group. It's a little bit of everybody from the 90s.
Well, if you guys use one word to describe 120 style, what would it be?
Orgasmic.
All is yeah. I mean, everybody might have a different answer.
I mean, it's different.
I mean, we definitely touch souls.
One word. I'm sorry. About to bust a pack home.
Oh man. All right, so what are the influences?
You go ahead, tell me influence first.
With me, Smokey Robinson, Gladys Knight, Silk, young Michael Jackson, a little bit of Prince here and there. There's a lot of my influences.
I loved as a child. I loved Stevie Wonder. I loved MJ of course. You know, I'm getting into my adolescent years. I can't forget about the hip hop people who influenced my R&B music. You got to talk about Biggie and Jay-Z. I love the groups. I love Drew Hill. I loved getting into my Silk bag and you know what I mean, lighting that up. And who else can I think of? Of course, your new additions, your Jodeci's. You know what I mean? Yeah, that would be mine.
I would have to say 50 Cent, Drew Hill,
50.
Next, Tupac, Michael Jackson, obviously, but you know that's everybody.
Yeah, no doubt.
Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder.
Oh, the Kells.
No, R. Kelly, yeah. R. Kelly.
Okay, so baby boy, you said that you know you bring the soul to the group. What I want to know, you know, what does everybody else think that they contribute to the group?
Ratchet and writing. If I had to describe what I bring to 120, it'd definitely be the element of craziness. Sometimes I have no filter. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, so I would say that I would bring that to the group, and I would bring that edge. That when we went on stage and you need to take it to that next level, that next extra hump. I'm that element, I'm that person. So my element will be fire and brimstone and ratchet.
Well, if he's the soul, he's the fire, I definitely think I'm the water.
There you go, he brings life.
I bring life, you know what I mean? I'm the storyteller. I'm definitely the one, I'm an idea sparker for sure. I definitely like to dive deep into the lyrics and get very lyrical. And I feel like I could definitely push the group when we get into the studio and yeah, man, I'm that water. I think I just keep the thing flowing. I keep it flowing.
Yeah, that shit wasn't even rehearsed. That wasn't even rehearsed.
Now being an artist, you have, you know, different things that you have to do. You have the creating process, you have the writing process, you have the recording process, you have the performing process. Which process is each one of your favorites?
I have two. And this is what the main one that I'm not gonna cut you off, bro, but the main one that I think people leave out is the rehearsal part. The rehearsal for me is the part where it's like, alright, it's the live show, but it's not the live show. And I think the live show for me is the, you know, the bread and butter. Like that's for me. I love getting on that stage and especially going to markets or going places where people don't really know who we are, or they have an idea, or they like we seen them somewhere, and then when we rock out, they be like, yo. My perception of them just became a whole different reality. You know what I'm saying? It's perception versus reality. So I think the live show and the rehearsal aspect of it is something that's really important.
With me, it would be live show, and that's it.
I mean, but y'all gotta understand, this dude live is something to say. He's amazing.
There's nothing else. Don't even lie to our people.
I mean, well, I'm a perfectionist. Like when it comes to like pictures and different things and things that we do, I'm real particular on how we look on certain things. So I'm a stickler for that. Annoying, but stickler.
I forgot the fucking question. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Which process did you like? Recording, writing, creating, performing.
Gotcha. I'm a creator, man. I love getting into the studio and watching something from my mind hit the paper, hit the booth, hit the people. You know what I mean? That's so dope to me, to watch my creation come to life and affect certain aspects of certain people. I think that would be mine by far. I love the live show. I love getting out there and touching the people. But for me personally, the creation is where it's at.
Okay. What is the craziest thing that's ever happened to y'all at a show?
We can go down the line for that one. Shit. Let me stick out.
You start, please.
Yeah, you already know where I'm going with this. But yeah, it was my first time back on stage. It was the day before his birthday. We're at the Little Mo show in Queens. Shout out to Queens. We out there, we're about to go on stage. I'm a little nervous, back with my brothers. So we get on there, we're doing our thing. I can't really hear too well, so my nerves are shot from that. So I look over to my brothers, make sure everything's cool. And to my far right, I see this nigga right here. Gesturing to a female in ways I didn't think we was gonna fucking do at this show. He was beating off the mic stand, y'all. Like jerking it off as we're... And I forgot what song we were singing, but it wasn't something where we were beating anything off. Like I didn't understand where this shit had came from, and it caught me in awe.
Was it Home Tonight?
Nah, we didn't get the
Home Tonight. It was the first one. It might have been.
We didn't even get the Home Tonight.
It might have been to a 50 beat. Like the nigga was. This is his personality, though. You know what I mean? It's funny, but at the same time, it made me relax because I was
got
like,
the reaction, damn it.
Yeah, these niggas don't care. And
they got the reaction. They went crazy.
I love it. It's time to be natural and trying to do my thing. So it was crazy. He put me in awe, but it was just like I'm back home with my brothers. This is just full all the way. And yeah, let's do our thing. See, that would be mine today. That I can talk about on here.
Yeah. It's on you, baby.
What about myself?
Anything.
The craziest thing ever happened to me on stage, the girl pulled my pants down in the middle of a song. And I had to keep performing while she's rubbing and groping my legs and stuff. You know, that's the weirdest thing that ever happened to me on stage.
No Saturday night for me.
Yeah. I would say we've had many weird ones. I would say Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh shit.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We had just got done doing I Walked Out of Heaven. So we was going to Your Body.
Okay.
And I jumped off stage, and I didn't think this stage was as high as it looked. So I jumped off into the crowd, and I felt a breeze.
They didn't catch you?
Nah, son, it wasn't even that. I ripped my drawers to the bottom. Now, we had like a 20-minute set.
Yeah, we weren't done.
And we was only 10 minutes into the set, so I got another 10 minutes with my ass hanging out with the drawers. So I think that's one, and I think another one. I got put off stage by a crackhead, which wasn't cool, but that was at the little shit.
Casbah?
Nah, it might have been Casbah, yeah. No, he got put off on Casbah. I got put off with the crackhead.
There's multiple crackheads got put off?
No. Casbah wasn't no crackhead.
Oh, all right.
But we was doing a show, a charity, not even a charity event. It was like a charity for a homie. God bless the dead, Jeff Townsend. He had a show that he wanted us to throw or be a part of, and I'm doing my shit. I'm going there, and I got a little too close. And go to the crowd, I go, and it was the weirdest smell I ever smelled before. Like it smelled like just really bad. So there goes the show 120 ground hard. We don't give a fuck how many in the audience, 8 to 88.
Yeah.
We're gonna rock out, we're gonna go hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it. And
never had some strange moments on stage.
No doubt about it.
Strange people, strange moments. Girls, crazy.
All right, now let's talk a little bit about this new single.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, whose idea was it
So you heard it right.
for the particular line, peaches taste better in the morning?
Well, that's the edited version.
Well, that's the edited.
Yeah, use the edited version. Yeah, I had to listen to the edited version first. I wanted to imagine I was listening to the radio. Because I was like, I'm going to save the explicit version when I go home, my lady.
Word up. We did our goddamn job.
Alright, so check, right? This is another interesting story.
Shout out to Jay.
Shout out to Jay Song. The producer track, shout out to him. Courtesy of Rockaway Records. Shout out Rockaway Records. Shout out DR period.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're in the studio with Jason. Usually whenever we write, like Sam said before, we have an idea. For this particular reason, we didn't have an idea, so we went over to the left, as usual. Sam went to the left, right. So I jokingly said, because I'm writing my verse, and I said, you know what, this is my verse. Pussy takes better in the morning. You know, like it was a joke. These guys looked at me and said, you know what? That's the hook.
We're gonna take it there. That's the hook.
We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. And then it just started going. And Jay added some parts to the verse, and I played off what he did from the verse, and then Ant wrote his verse, and then we go in there, and Baby Boy played around with a verse that it's just organic how it came together, bro. Real shit. It's real organic. Like most of our records, we go in, you see this keyboard right here, you see the drum beat machine over there, and we come in, and this is how we come in, just us. There's nobody particularly playing a special beat. It just happened. And yeah, pussy tastes better in the morning. But who don't eat pussy though? Really, like.
Who real don't? Yeah, you know what I mean. And it's for anyway. It's
really for the ladies. Like when you listen to the lyrics, it's for the ladies. It's to the point where dudes is they get kind of weirded out about the groceries. Like if you eat vagina, you're gonna touch them groceries once, even if it's by mistake. You're gonna touch. It's gonna taste like tartar sauce for a bit second, and it's back to work.
And you don't know about that. You don't know what you're doing.
You know what I'm saying? If you're putting in that work, you know what I'm saying. And if you're not, somebody is putting in work on your job.
And at the end of the day, I mean, if you got a real woman at home and you a real man, that's a way to say thank you. You understand what I'm saying?
That's our appreciation. You know what I'm saying?
You take care of your woman in every goddamn way. That means you got to take care of your business down there, and she enjoys what she's doing. And you taking care of your business, goddamn it, you take care of your business.
And
we write the story and the blueprint on how to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if you're saying that you don't do it, somebody else is doing it for you.
I ain't worried about y'all. As long as y'all taking care of y'all, do y'all. I know I'm taking care of mine. That's why she ain't going out and doing none of that shit. So, you're.
So do we got an album on the way? I mean, what's going on? I mean, we got the single.
We got two singles. The first single, which is No Love, is out right now. Go to iTunes, Google Plus, and any downloadable online sites you can catch it at. You know what I'm saying? You go to rockboyrecords.com. Go right through there. Also,
we got Forgive and Forget.
We got Forgive and Forget, which is, you can go on YouTube right now, YouTube.com/120 World. Check out our video. It's going crazy right now. We shot that actually in Cali. Shout out to Black Lotus. Shout out to everybody out in Cali that showed us hella love. You know what I'm saying? But the single, June 3rd, is dropping. Better. The EP we trying to work on. We got a couple records. We'll probably do a couple more. But we shooting. Hopefully we can shoot for an EP. That's
watch out for any and all other things too. We got movies talking about movies. We got
it's a lot, man.
Reality shows, all kind of stuff going on. We trying to incorporate within the EP and everything. So it's a lot of exciting things going on. We in here grinding, as you can see. We doing an interview in the studio.
Trying to get magazine covers.
We working. We doing our thing.
Breakfast, peaches, pussy, peaches. Breakfast, peaches, pussy, peaches. Breakfast, peaches.
Ooh, grab the road, break down the loud. We about to shut you down. High as the cloud. I love it when you wake up. On top of me, no makeup. I'm hard as hell. You're on my face, your wax is on my paper, and I'm inhaling your vapor.
Alright, Ink and Hip Hop live and direct. This is part 2 of our 120 interview. We are now here with 120 and DR period. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got together with these fellas.
Well, For those who don't know, my name is DR Period. I call myself Mr. AKA Rock Boy. I've been in the music business for many years. I ain't gonna give you the number, so you're not gonna throw no gray hair on my career. You know what I mean? But let's say I done sold a nice amount of records as a producer. I sold over 30 million records as a producer. Started Rock Boy a couple years back, and been building and development of new acts and stuff like that. Came out here on the South Jersey side, decided to take the company somewhere else, try new territory, and one of the first acts that I came across on the R&B side was this group right here, 120. We used to meet in Starbucks and all these little spots, and one day I went to a talent show, and this is before we met at Starbucks. It was a talent show. I think it was a place called Soldier House.
Soldier Home.
Soldier Home.
Yeah,
it was a Soldier Home in Atlantic City. Was a showcase.
Yeah.
And I was there, and I said, let me see what Atlantic City got in talent-wise. These boys came on stage for fire. That's all I could say. Fire. I was like, yo, I gotta step to them. So I stepped to them and said, yo, what's going on? Like, yo, I said my name, whoever. I don't know if it registered right away with them. They just kind of somewhat brushed me off a little bit. I took it like, okay, maybe they don't know, you know what I mean? And then before the night was out, Niko came up and said, hold on, you say your name again? Told him my name again. He said, oh, okay, all right. And then we took numbers from there, and it was on and popping from that point. So, yeah, I spotted them in a showcase, and they ripped it. They ain't had no business being there. They were just too crazy for that showcase. But it was dope, though. It was dope, and I'm glad I got a chance to get that experience of watching them live right there. Because usually when I deal with artists, I meet them from a music point of view where they send me a demo, and if I like the demo, then I decide if it's worth working with them. But it was a different approach. They perform live and blew me away live, and then I heard them on music. I was like, yo, I got to add these dudes, and we've been rocking ever since.
Now, what makes 120 different from other groups or other artists that you produce for and work with?
Well, I can tell you from the gate, they got good spirits, and I ain't saying all the artists I work with got bad spirits, but I can tell you this, that when you get a group that kind of have a passion for what they want to do, not just want to be in the music business, because a lot of people just want to get on, a lot of people just want to make a record, a lot of people just want to blow up, but these dudes is coming at it like, yo, look, we just want to work. That's what we want to do. We just want to work, and that was unique for me. Because a lot of artists, they all scream out, yo, work, let's work, but then when you start putting the work, they start asking, where my money at? And I'm like, you ain't did nothing to make any money, So with these brothers, it was based on getting that work in, and we got a lot of work done. And what makes them different is that they really, really could sing, and we don't need auto-tune. So that would make me excited, because I was like, I don't need no robot singers, but at the end of the day, it was genuine talent, it was raw. So I was like, yo, these dudes is unique. And a lot of people I work with, I ain't gonna say they ain't unique, but, these guys is the real deal.
Okay. Now, what's the plan, man? I mean, everybody has a plan. We've talked, when we were in the other part of this interview, they were talking about the 2 singles and the EP and stuff like that. Where do you see them going forward in the future?
Well, the plan is them being the best R&B group of this new era of music. That's the plan. That's the goal. The goal is to show the world that raw talent do exist. Not saying, once again, nobody got no talent. But these guys don't rely on all what computers and what these softwares got to offer. These guys come to the table with the real deal. And my plan is to showcase that to the world. Because I know people still appreciate good, talented people. Our goal is to constantly keep putting out music, feeding people music, and constantly building up a fan base so people can be really excited. And I see 120 doing great things, movies, soundtracks, albums among albums. I see a lot of great things coming from them.
Okay. Now, they said earlier that a lot of people tell them that they have like a 90s R&B type feel when a lot of people hear them. When you seen them live, did you get that same feeling?
Yeah, I got that feeling. And I'm kind of glad they got a 90s feel to it because, you know, I'm cut from that cloth too. So the chemistry is a good thing. But just because, you know, you put a year on the sound don't mean it don't appeal. I mean, you got Bruno Mars who has a 70s feel, and he's killing them in 2016, you know? He's been killing them for the last, what, 5 years now? So music is a universal language. I mean, it don't matter what, like, year it come from or what feel it is. If it's dope, it's dope. It don't even matter. You know, you got, I don't even know this lady's name, but she's by her bass, and she got doo-wop music, selling millions of records. So, you know, I could go on and on with different people these days and time with a feel that remind you of an era and a time, and really doing great because people enjoy great music. So I heard the 90s sound and I was excited because in order to be a dope artist in the 90s, you had to be dope. You had to have skills. So I'm kind of glad that I got some brothers that got some skills.
Now let me ask you that. I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked them. If you can describe them in one word, what would it be?
Dope. That's it, dope.
Got that crap.
That's it, dope. You know, like straight up. And if those don't understand what dope is, try to sniff some and see how you feel. That's what these guys is. A serious rush.
Alright, now is there anybody out there that you think will be a good you know, a good combo as far as working, you know, linking them with as far as working, whether it be producer or other artists?
Well, we have a lot of things in the making now. Like I've been talking to a lot of my friends that's in the game, you know, A-class celebrities, you know. I've been playing music for them, and they've been getting excited about them. So I like to see 120 do more collaborations with hip-hop artists. I like to see them do a group versus another group, like 120 versus another group. You know, I ain't gonna mention the group name, but I would like to see something like that. And I would also like to see, you know, some collaboration with female artists just as well. And, you know, I just think 120 has the flexibility to do a lot of incredible music. You know, they're not stuck in one box, and that's what makes it amazing, because you have a lot of artists that's just stuck in their ways. But this group here, very flexible.
Yo, this is 120 Salute, Niko Hip Hop Magazine.
Breakfast, peaches, pussy, peaches. Breakfast, peaches, pussy, peaches.
Ooh, grab the road, break down the loud. We about to shut you down, high as the cloud. I love it when you wake up, on top of me, no makeup. I'm hard as hell, you're on my face, your wax is on my paper, and I'm inhaling your vapors. Ooh, wet as the ocean, kissing the night of you. Let me dig deeper, body get weaker till you relapse, let you collapse, baby. I love it in the morning when you're moaning and I'm groaning. Let me put my tongue in and lick you in the morning. Pussy tastes better in the morning. Cause you know, like I know, it's way better. Pussy tastes better in the morning. Cause you know, like I know, it's way better.
Breakfast, peaches, pussy,
way